Shantanu Gupta, at a time when we are talking about tokenism versus symbolism, the facts are on the wall, the writing's on the wall rather. There's been cross-voting from other parties as well, that includes the Congress. Considering this is one process where there is no party whip in the presidential election to ensure that MPs or MLAs vote for the candidate that is supported by the party, how do you view this cross-voting that's taken place?
I see multiple contrasts today. I think we see one side when the opposition is not able to put a candidate properly. Sharad Pawar, they tried with Sharad Pawar, he dropped. They tried with Farooq Abdullah, he dropped. They tried with Gopal Gandhi, they dropped. And then they have to put a candidate who had a huge BJP background, right? And on the other side, BJP puts such a candidate which is almost a victory of Indian democracy. When a country like United States not able to put a woman president in whatever history they have, they took ages to put a non-white president. In India, putting a tribal woman as a president, that's a victory of Indian constitution, Indian democracy. I think I see one more contrast today. Today I see a lot of Congress people on road because they're saying that how can ED dare to question the Madam Sonia Gandhi? And I also see BJP people on road. They say, okay, we are if you come from our fold, even if you're from tribal, if you're from a Dalit, even if you're a woman, you can reach the highest office if you are capable. So I think these are the couple of contrasts that I'm easily and people of India are easily able to see today.
Right. Geeta Bhatt, if I could bring you in on this, I want you to answer how this is going to now translate for the vice presidential election, because just a while ago we've learned that the TMC is not going to back the opposition's vice presidential candidate, and that is Margaret Alva. Do you already see this now translating and spilling on to what's going to happen in the vice presidential election?
Well, Akansha, the audio is not very clear, but yes, first of all, I think it is a very momentous and memorable day in the democracy of India post-independence. And definitely all the other panelists have also said that this, across all these, politically ideological hues of India's spectrum, people from all kind of ideological backgrounds, they have come to support Madam Murmu for her presidential candidature, and that itself shows that this is something, because a country as diverse as India, so many of them coming together and standing with her, supporting her, because not only just because this is regarding social inclusion, but also about gender empowerment. Or two aspects which are very important on which the Modi government has been stressing on all its social welfare schemes, as well as in bringing women forth in most of the important positions where decisions are to be taken, whether it is in terms of giving regarding finance ministry, or in terms of any other so many other ministries. Well, we had seen Sushma Swaraj holding the position of as a external affairs minister. If you could just repeat the second part of your question, I couldn't get it.
No, I was wanting to know your reaction in terms of the fact that we've just learned about the TMC not backing the vice presidential candidate of the opposition party, and that is Margaret Alva. Do you think that now the kind of backing, or rather support, that we've seen with Droupadi Murmu today is also going to spill over for the vice presidential candidate as well?
Yes, definitely, Akansha, because you see the vice presidential candidate also is someone who comes from a farmer's background, and coming from a village background, someone who achieved such great heights.
Right.
So all these journeys, this is something to which one identifies in spite of any kind of ideological orientation. So this itself is and especially the kind of support in the presidential election which has been seen by the opposition parties, I think TMC, which thought that it had, played a very master stroke.
Geeta, I'm running short of time. I'm going to take that question from Anshul to end my discussion. Anshul, the fact that TMC is not going to be supporting Margaret Alva, is that something that the Congress had expected despite the hostile dynamics between Jagdeep Dhankar and Mamta Banerjee? Do you view this as an understanding between the TMC and BJP, or a lack of consensus from parties like the TMC, as claimed by TMC just a while ago?
I do not know what is going on between. I really can't comment
No, but the
between the
TMC is
TMC or
just
the BAG.
no. The TMC has just held a press conference and where they have openly declared that their consensus was not valued.
Absolutely. The comments, Akanksha, have just come out. I do not have full appreciation of the facts at the moment. I do not know what their misgivings were, what the reasons why they held themselves back. Once they are shared, and we shall discuss them. And that's the whole point about opposition, that if there are problems, if there are misgivings, if there are concerns, they are discussed in an open forum. I think that one critical statement that came out over and above all this, Akanksha, is that opposition unity is not going to be affected by this. Because the opposition is a complex entity. Sometimes there are these pulls and pressures which do happen. But ultimately, an ultimate statement on this can only be when one has better knowledge of the facts.
All right, we'll leave it at that. Having said that, many thanks to you, Dr. Anshul, and Geeta Bhatt, also Said Zafar Islam, and Shantanu Gupta for joining us on this discussion. And with that, it's